That's right. This is the home of hard truth and bold insights. My name is Mungala Mbuvi. The time right now is 7 minutes past 8 o'clock. And we are about to get into our conversation for this morning. And our first guest today, he is a lawyer. I'm talking about none other than Willis Otieno. Willis Otieno, a very good morning to you. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you. I'm good.
Yeah, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
I have seen you all over these spaces called digital space. Nimekuona huko kiongea na Kinobina, nimekuona ukiongea in other radio stations and TV stations. And finally, you've arrived at Radio Generation. We are actually very privileged to host you today.
I'm glad to be with you.
Yeah.
And for hosting me today.
Karibu. This is Patricia Waya. She's our other host, and she'll be helping me have this conversation with you.
Yes.
Let me just start by asking what we are seeing currently right now. Every newspaper in the last couple of days, the only headline has been around this multi-agency that the president has formed, and now the courts have come out to say that it's unconstitutional, it's illegal. In your opinion, is the president getting the right advice? Because he has very many lawyers with him, from Professor Makau Mutua to the Attorney General Nancy Odur to Murkomen, also a lawyer in his government, and many others that I might not even know right now. Why are they not telling him that, bro, hii unachoma ukienda nayo huko nje?
You know, the first thing that we must say is that William Ruto finds the constitution to be an inconvenience. They don't believe in it. And you mentioned Makau Mutua. Let's be honest and truthful to Kenyans. Who is Makau Mutua in our constitutional architecture?
Former dean, I think.
No.
Yeah.
In our constitutional architecture.
Okay.
He's a citizen,
Yeah.
distinguished scholar that is given to him. But in our constitutional architecture, who is he? He passes off as a legal advisor.
Yes.
But the constitution already provides for the office of Attorney General, who is the chief legal advisor of the government.
To the president, yes.
So, when Ruto appoints Makau Mutua to become his legal advisor, so he's telling you, I don't want to operate within the constitution. I want to create my own set of structures of government, separate from the constitution. And Makau Mutua takes that appointment, even when he sits in the room, to offer legal advice.
Already
from
the position, it's illegal.
From the position is illegal. So you expect him to give legal advice if the position is holding itself is illegal. And you have the Attorney General, distinguished lawyer, in her own right, sees an illegal advisor being appointed, and she keeps quiet. What can she do? And at that point she says, I'll keep off from giving my legal advice. It seems legal advice will be premised on, what do you want to hear? So we'll give you legal advice to support based on what you want to hear. And Makau Mutua, sitting there, a distinguished lawyer, knowing that I've been illegally appointed,
earning a salary,
and positioning myself as the legal advisor to the president, when the constitution says the chief legal advisor to the government is the Attorney General. So it's like, okay, you've created this for me. I'll also give you legal advice that suits your needs. What are your needs today? So there's nothing. You cannot blame any of the lawyers who are around William Ruto. The problem is William Ruto himself.
But I can blame them for not taking personal responsibility, for example, to decline these appointments. I can blame them for not taking personal responsibility to resign once they feel and realize, by the way, hii position nimepatiwa ni ya ufala.
But you're expecting more from people who we are not sure about what their value, what their belief system is.
Okay.
Makau Mutua was previously I think he was in charge of the task force that looked into the TGRC. He's the one who gave that report. A distinguished scholar, that we must give it to him. But the moment now that he takes certain positions, you ask yourself, is he still the same one that we knew, or he has changed? Maybe met his Damascus moment long time ago.
Okay.
But not the road to Damascus that we know. Maybe the road to Babylon. So he's now in Babylon.
So the question is, what happens to precedents that has been already set? Is it that we are normalizing illegality?
Yeah, but the beauty about it is this. I can sit here today and condemn it. And many other Kenyans. The fact that it's illegal does not mean that it's now accepted. It may be accepted in the minds of legacy politicians, but it's not accepted in the minds of Kenyans. And that's why we have courts that are very robust in challenging in entertaining the suits, challenging these issues.
Yeah.
And when these orders come out, in fact, in the legal spectrum, we are not surprised, because it is what every lawyer knows, in fact, not even lawyer, any Kenyan who understands the Constitution, who can read the Constitution, understands the law, knows that these are all illegalities. When now he appoints, that is multi-agency task force, whatever it is, on corruption, the Constitution already dedicates an entire chapter 6, on issues of
leadership and integrity.
And even proceeds to set up a commission that is vested with responsibilities to deal with issues of corruption. And it is created as an independent constitutional commission. Independent from who? Independent primarily
from the
was from the executive. Now you set up an agency that now you want to bring ESCC to be just part of that agency, and then you give your office of president to chair it. Now they are the ones who are overseeing the fight against corruption. And even in the fight against corruption, who is the number one culprit? Where do they come from? Corruption primarily starts from a duty bearer demanding for bribes or being paid to perform his duty. That's number one. Number two, a duty bearer who has control of executive funds that decides to misappropriate those funds. So it's the executive. The bulk of corruption, in one way or another, you'll find that the purveyors are people within the executive. So when you make that same executive to chair an agency to oversee the fight against corruption, no, you're not serious. You cannot set up a committee of thieves. And then you expect the results to be different.
These individuals that head these agencies, for example, the EACC and DCI and NIS and ARA, none of them could come out and perhaps they don't understand their duties. None of them could tell the president, you cannot appoint me to that multi-agency thing because, number one, it is illegal. Don't they understand their roles?
They understand, but courage. Courage is a very rare currency in this country. Few people have it. And most so those who are serving in some of these offices. You ask yourself, what informed the desire by an individual to get into a particular office? Because that is the most important thing. If the overriding interest was public service, then they would turn down or call out some of this. But in majority of cases that we have in this country today, those who are occupying our public space, most of them are informed by individual interest. I want to earn. I want to be a big man.
I want to steal.
I want to, you know, there are people. There are these people in Kenya. I always say, who for the last 30 years, in one way or another, have never removed a coin from their pockets to buy petrol. They've been their lives have been underwritten by the people of Kenya. They're used to the comfort. Somebody wakes up every morning. There's a car waiting for him at the door. He doesn't even know. He just knows I'm going to the office. He doesn't even know which route takes him to that office. So he does know I'm in my bed. I get up. I'm taken to an office. Mara seminar in Mombasa. Mara foreign trip.
Napata per diem.
He doesn't. Actually, literally, they don't know. They just find themselves in places. Whereas you and I have to plan myself, work for it. I know that if I'm leaving my home, I must pass by a petrol station and buy fuel worth 2,000. Hopefully this will last me for 2 days. So now that I've bought fuel for 2,000, I cannot afford a meal lunchtime. I'll
have to skip lunch.
Ask madam to skip lunch or ask madam to pack for me lunch. I'm organizing my finances. To them, it's something that is very alien to them. They don't even know what a petrol station looks like. You'll find anything in a petrol station, it's a government funded, they'll be dropped in the office, the person goes to collect fuel. Or even if they pass by, he's reading a newspaper.
He doesn't even realize.
He doesn't even realize why they've stopped. He doesn't even know the price of petrol. So those are the kind of people that you find in most of our public offices. People who are enjoying comfort. So you expect such a person to speak up or to stand down and say, okay, me, I cannot take this anymore. He has organized his life around public comfort. That is, so he's occupying that office.
Hataki kutoka kwa comfort zone.
Hataki kutoka. So he's occupying that office not to serve the public, but his own personal interest. That is what we're facing.
Wakili, you are famous for a lot of things. Number one, being a running mate. The other thing that you're famous for is, prosecuting election petitions in court. But the most recent thing that people know you for is saying that elections shouldn't take place when we think they're supposed to take place. So that we can get that out of the way, just remind us that bit again. When should elections in Kenya be held according to you and according to your interpretation of our constitution?
According to our constitution, elections should be held in August 2026, according to our constitution, not according to me.
Okay.
And I say this guided by the following articles of the constitution: Article 136, Article 142, and Article 259 5C, which provides that, especially 136, provides that you conduct elections on the second Tuesday of August in every fifth year. So to look for the fifth year, you go to Article 259 5C, which tells you how to calculate years, count years. Years start from the date of the event until the eve of the corresponding date. So if the date of the event is 9th of August 2022, 1 year ends on the 8th of August 2023. That's the eve of the corresponding date. The fifth year will run from the 9th of August 2026 and ends on the 8th of August 2027. So once we find that fifth year, inside it, look for the second Tuesday in August. And that second Tuesday in August falls within the year 2026.
Okay.
And when we took this matter to the Supreme Court, we asked the Supreme Court for leave to admit this petition, to answer this question. And last week on Friday, the Supreme Court issued a ruling on our request for leave.
Yes.
And the Supreme Court said, okay, fine, if you want us to argue this case, this case, we don't have jurisdiction to give you leave. Just file it. Bring it before us. But they go further and discuss something that many Kenyans have missed out. Because IEBC's response was that if the interpretation of the constitution that we are asking to be adopted is accurate, it will interfere with the word used is guaranteed 5-year terms. The Supreme Court in its ruling answered them and said there is no guaranteed 5-year term in the constitution. Because of transitional provisions, the president, member of parliament, governor, MCA, women rep, their terms in office cannot run for 5 years.
Okay.
Why? Because you are told to conduct elections inside the fifth year. Basic reading of that alone tells you that you look for the fifth year, conduct your elections. So that question has been answered, that there is no guaranteed 5-year term in our laws. So what then will be the basis for somebody to tell Kenyans, I am holding your elections in 2027? When 2027, from the 9th of August 2027, that is the beginning of the 6th year.
Okay.
The date that they've been suggesting, the 10th of August, falls outside the 5th year.
Okay.
It is in the 6th year. So we must be petty like that when it comes to the constitution.
Yes.
You must apply every dot, every comma, every T must be applied as it is in the constitution. We don't start looking for conveniences.
When you speak to your fellow colleagues, learned friends and all that, and especially people who sit in the courts, talking about judges, and this is not like on official capacity, do they tell you, by the way, Willis, here there's a case, Ama, you're actually right? Because prosecution and debating it in court is a different story. But when you actually sit and you're probably talking over coffee, do they tell you, by the you're actually right?
In fact, the surprising thing in this is that many Kenyans, lawyers and non-lawyers, who've actually looked at this thing, some have called me. Some even initially will oppose me. But when they look at it and they draw the years, and I receive many calls that, hey, how was this hidden from us? Many people have told me, lawyers, distinguished scholars, have told me actually this is accurate. Even former judges, senior judges, told me this is actually the correct interpretation. Some even are the ones who brought to my attention the previous litigation on this question.
Right.
But they said the focus was at that time only on MCAs, who are the only people with a guaranteed 5-year term.
Is that so?
It is only the MCA who was told that you shall serve for a 5-year term under Article 177(1) of the Constitution. And when the MCA went to court to say, why are elections being called before my guaranteed 5-year term has lapsed, the courts told them no. The Constitution requires your elections to be held with others. on the second Tuesday of August in the 5th year. So invariably, you must also relinquish your remaining 5 or 6 months. So no MC. In fact, one thing we must all accept as Kenyans.
Yes.
Since the 2010 constitution, nobody has ever served for 5 years. Nobody.
It's usually less.
Nobody has served for 5 years. But I don't know why in our psyche, people assume that you're elected into office to serve for 5 years. And when I went reading, I looked at the last constitution, the old constitution.
Right.
Section 3 had provided specifically, the president shall be elected to serve for a 5-year term. That was the history. So we used to have elections every 5 years, 92, 97, 202, 2013, 207, 2013. It was guaranteed 5 years in the constitution, specifically spelled out. So I'm assuming that subconsciously, Kenyans having been taken through that process, through those motions, everybody assumed that those provisions were still applying. So when the word was written that on the second Tuesday of August in the 5th year, many Kenyans did not read second Tuesday of August in the 5th year. Many Kenyans in their minds simply read the second Tuesday of August after 5 years. They read in the 5th year to mean after 5 that certain seats in a particular county are going to be contested by women.
And women alone.
Women alone. But the problem normally with that is that you end up finding a situation where the voters also have a right to
decide
who they want.
Yeah.
And if you have a constituency, why are you saying my constituency can only be contested by women? When Article 38 gives every Kenyan the right to contest for any public office.
Exactly.
My best approach, which I believe we should have adopted from the beginning, we should have adopted what we call the mixed member proportional representation system, which is an electoral system to the extent that you say you have these members who are elected in the single member constituencies. Then you give a voter, so the voter is given 2 ballots. One ballot is for his constituency rep, one ballot is his political party. So you create specific seats where you say, parties, they're called now party lists.
Okay.
So you vote for political. So you say these seats will be filled by party list. So we decide to say party lists will be 80 or a third of the number of elected representatives. Then each political party participating in the election will give a list, ranking list of women who, when they qualify for seat allocation, those women will be deemed as elected. So Safina party, my political party, will give a list of let's say even 120. Ranking.
Yes.
If we win 50% of the party's list votes, we get 50% of the women on our list nominated
as parliamentarians.
And this is one way where you'll end up having the numbers automatically. But then there is an ongoing conversation which we must consider, is that we did set the number of members of parliament in the constitution. To achieve the party list system, it will mean that now we have I think there are 349. You remove all the 47 women rep. Then now you create special positions, for example, let's say 100. So parliament will end up having almost 400
plus.
So probably this will be a time to say we should actually reduce the number of elected members, the constituency elected members. So you can
by
decide
reducing
to
the number of constituencies.
Reduce them even to 200. Then you say 100 will be specially elected. Now the number will be 300.
Won't that then again be killing the whole spirit of devolution, because devolution was to bring leadership closer to the people.
Parliament is not an organ of devolution. That's one mistake we make in Kenya. Parliament is about representation. Organs of devolution remain the counties and the county assemblies.
Okay.
This is now about representation of national interest at the national level. Senate is an organ of devolution. That is why even the composition of the Senate does not take into account the question of the quality of the vote. You'll find a senator for Nairobi elected by almost 1.4 million. In fact, the registered voters in Nairobi are around 2.4 million voters. But you also have another senator elected from Lamu who comes into around 60,000 voters. When they end up at the Senate, they all have one vote.
One vote.
Because at the Senate, we are not looking at numbers. We are looking at protecting the interests of devolved units.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, explain to us the legality of some of the businesses that the House has conducted so far. We have seen the impeachment of the former DP president by the same parliament that you're saying is illegal.
Yeah, it is illegal. What remains is the declaration. So normally there's the presumption that before the declaration is made, that act which is done by the body still remains, it's assumed to be legal until that time when the declaration is made. So they are still legal in office, I said legally. But legitimacy, who recognizes them? Nobody. So yes, they can conduct legal business, but do they get the sanction of the people? They do not. That is why for the last 2 days, Kenyans are enjoying the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what will it take to dissolve this parliament?
At this point, the only way you can dissolve parliament is through an advisory from the Chief Justice. That is the only person who has the power to issue an advisory to the president. Once the question of two-thirds gender principle is attained, that parliament can be dissolved. Barring that, you can only have again individual recall petitions to recall individual members of parliament.
So let's assume in an ideal world, we wake up and we find that the president has dissolved parliament.
He cannot. No, he cannot. Unless he's advised by the Chief Justice.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. So in an ideal world.
If it happens, what next? We are going to have Fagia water in this country. Do you know what Fagia water is? All these legacy politicians.
No one comes back.
They'll all be swept away. Because what do they represent? What they represent and what the people desire are at variance. You had one member of parliament saying the other day that we've done everything for you, William Ruto. You passed all your bills. We passed your finance bill. We passed your shift share nonsense. We did all of this. Then this is what you do to us. That mindset. When you are sitting as a parliamentarian, to whose benefit are you passing a bill? Is it to William Ruto or to the people of Kenya?
It should be to the people of Kenya.
Yes. So, that confirms to you the disconnect. They are not representing us. They are representing William Ruto. Now they are having a bedroom fight. All we can do is to peep through the window and cheer them. Kanyaga shingo. Piga teke. Bada napumua.
Kanyaga kabisa.
Kanyaga kabisa. That's all we can do. But the Kenyan people are demanding, they are yearning for change. And this time, it is not the cosmetic change that we are used to. It is now a change in terms of the quality of leadership that we are going to have. That it is about the public good, the common good. Are you there to serve the people, to serve William Ruto, or your own personal interest? So, I believe the next contest is Fagia what? Let all of them go.
So, but my question also is, why do Kenyans have to wait until, for example, that ideal situation that Mungala is talking about, like if today an advisory has been issued to the president to dissolve the parliament, you've just indicated that Kenyans will not vote these people back again. Don't you think so far Kenyans already have learned their lesson, and maybe in the next coming elections they are going to do a lot of changes?
Of course, they've learned their lessons. Wajinga walisha Kenya. They used to be fools in Kenya, but they don't exist anymore. They only exist in parliament and parts of the executive. So, when the time comes to choose, the kind of scrutiny that leaders are going to be subjected to is going to be higher than before. And we do hope that that will be the actualization of the revolution that is ongoing in this country. Because we are still in a revolution. A revolution that rejects the old order and seeks to create a new Kenya. And it's led by our young people. All revolutions in the world are led by young people. Dedan Kimathi was in his 20s when he went into the bush. The likes of Raila Odinga, Orengo, Matiba, Rubia, they were young people below 35 when they started their agitation. Paul Mwite. So we're in good company. With the young people.
We sat here yesterday with Professor Manyora, and one thing that came out from that conversation is that he was saying we as Kenyans, we really do not have control over some of these things, and especially when it comes to leadership. He said that the system always decides what it needs, and I'm sure you understand what the system is. And he was saying that we don't really have that much influence we think we have. And even actually, let me put it into perspective. He used football as an example. And he said that sooner or later, FIFA will need to let an African team get to the very top and perhaps even win the World Cup. Why? Because people need to feel like this actually works, like anyone can win the World Cup. For a very long time, Africa has probably, I think, one team got to the very semi-finals, and then after that, your story kaisha. So you were saying that there needs to be that moment very soon, or people will lose faith in FIFA and in world soccer. But he also said that, look, who's controlling soccer in the world right now? And to be honest, it is the West, specifically Europe. They're the ones who've set up the system. They're the ones who've made football what we see it being today. And that is why they have interests in making sure that Western countries win football. So, and he was saying that the system sometimes allows, I can't remember the word that he used specifically.
Those are conspiracy
so,
theories.
So do you think that perhaps the system is already rigged against Kenya?
Let me tell you.
Yes.
This system is a myth. At the end of the day, everybody goes back home and he goes back to a family, goes back to a community. He goes to live like any other Kenyan. Whether you are the head of NIS, you are the president, you are the minister, you are the IBC chair, whatever, your IBC officer, everybody lives at home. And you exist in the community. You know the feelings of the community that you live in. You interact with Kenyans. You're just a human being at the end of the day. So this system is a myth created by legacy politicians to think that there's somewhere that people sit to concoct, to plan, to control. There's no
Illuminati.
such Illuminati. There's nothing like that. If that system existed, June 25th will not have happened. Yeah. That system that you talk about was scared shit. They couldn't control. So it is just something that is used to subconsciously control you. A narrative. I do believe that no system exists that you can talk about that controls all our affairs. Uhuru Kenyatta was president the last election.
Yes.
And I remember some of the Azimio campaigners used to say, we have the deep state and system. Tutafanya ile kitu. Look, where are we? Why didn't the system do hiyo kitu? Professor himself didn't see how Raila was not going to be declared.
Yeah.
Because if the system existed, people believed that the election was just but a motion. We're just going through the motions. The campaign is just but a motion. We are going through just meeting conveyor belt, ticking the boxes, and then we go and coronate Raila. Who was coronated? Didn't happen. So there's nothing like system. System is the people.
We are the algorithm.
It is the people. And once a people have decided on a particular course, I assure you, there is no system, deep or shallow, that can surmount the power of the people. They cannot withstand it. They cannot stop it.
He went ahead and gave Obama as one of those things that the system decided to put in place as the president of the US.
There's nothing like Obama campaigned hard, my friend. And if you look at it, maybe unless you say, ultimately Obama was voted for by popular vote.
Yeah.
He won both the popular vote and the electoral college. It's not like he was losing somewhere and then somebody was playing machinations like Bush and gone to one that makes him president. No. That man worked hard. The main thing that we must answer, not with respect to Obama, is that he identified what he wanted to be. And maybe he worked with people who understood the American political system, the people of America. What type of a person will we need from the black community to become a president? So Harvard profile, first black editor of Harvard Law Review, working with the local community organizer, first junior senator Illinois, right? And even his parentage, his lineage. Mother is white, father is black, is Kenyan. This one is non-threatening. We can now go out and come send him out because there's a constituency in America that now does not hold on to this black hatred that we want to tap into. But so we also want to present a soft black man. If, for example, Jesse Jackson contested, I mean, he had tried before, but because of his previous campaigns, maybe there are people who could have seen him as threatening to that establishment. So Obama worked hard. All they did was they just mapped the country and understood this guy has strengths that we can market and people will buy. That's why people voted for him. There is no system that sat down and said we are going to allow Obama. They didn't allow. The fight between Obama and Hillary. Then Obama and McCain. It was war. So also even FIFA, when you're telling me that FIFA will allow, FIFA will not allow any African country to win the World Cup.
And you have to fight for it.
You will fight for it. And you're telling me a country like Croatia that has never won the World Cup, they have the best footballers in this particular season. They are facing an African country. They are going to say, okay, well, let's allow these Africans to win it to make the world happy. Nothing. The African countries must work hard if you want to win, and you win on merit.
Okay, you've really defended the myth, that myth of a system. There's no deep state. There's nothing like a system or
dispelled the myth.
Yes. And maybe We sometimes had Jeremiah Kioni, one of the leaders of Jubilee, political leaders. And then he said there's something called deep state. Yeah, whatever you are dispelling, or the system. And again, looking back at what like our country has been through, look at the previous elections that the country has ever had. Yeah. And to be specific, is it the 2007? Yes, the 2007. What would you say about that?
The 2007 elections was a very straightforward case. The campaign was premised on 41 against 1. That was the election question. By the time you go to the ballot, that question was not there. It was 40 minus 1 minus 1. Because Kalonzo had left. And at the point of Kalonzo departing, the contest became like this, tight. Yeah. And the Kriegler report looking at the election confirmed that yes, there was rigging here. There was ballot stuffing. Kibaki was stuffing. Some Raila zones also was stuffing. When election is like this, now it's reduced to who stuffs more or most in his zone.
So there's no system
if Kalonzo had, for example, walked into Kibaki straight away, Kibaki will have won that election hands down. If Kalonzo had stayed with Raila, straight away, the system could have helped Kibaki maybe rig 100% of his strongholds, and he will have lost miserably. Yeah, because the margin will have been, even if you get 100%,
from your stronghold,
you cannot get much the numbers on this other side. So in my view, it was just a question of, yes, there was irregularities on both sides, but this side was doing it more. It's like saying, will you expect William Ruto in 2022 to get 200,000 votes in Kisumu? It's impossible. Who conducts, even, can the system give William Ruto in 2022 200,000 votes in Kisumu? They could not. Why? Because you'll find in the polling stations in Kisumu, there's an PO, there's a clerk, there's a policeman. Who comes from where? The local community. Is aligned to the feelings of that local community. That is the system. By the way, the system is those people I'm telling you. Is aligned to the feelings of the local community.
Yeah.
That PO will not allow William Ruto's votes to be topped up in their polling station. But that same PO can allow Raila's votes to be topped up in their polling station. Why? Because the election environment in that region at that time was 100%. This is where we are voting. So if, for example, and that's how they do ballot stuffing, you have only 200 people have cast their ballots in a polling station. 400 have not come up. Election officials sit down and say, now, our preferred candidate's votes cannot sleep. Let's top up for him. Let's declare that he's gotten 550, not 200. That is what the system can do. That's what a system is. That system is the people of Kenya.
So the system is the people.
It is the people of Kenya themselves who, when they are given election materials, they decide, here where we are, we know so-and-so is not here. If he was here, we'll have voted for our preferred candidate. Let's cast the vote for him.
Yeah.
But not somebody in Nairobi somewhere, in a boardroom, manipulating the numbers. That is a myth. Don't fear these people.
Okay.
We know what their capacities. Like now, if you went regional, which is really a Ruto stronghold today in the country? The man needs 9 million votes minimum. Where will he get them from? So fine, you want the system to help him. So where will it get it? The 9 million votes from?
Yeah.
Tell me from where? So you think he will go to Central here, go to Githunguri, and he declares that William Ruto has gotten 130,000 votes from Githunguri constituency? It's not possible. Even the Arrow cannot make that announcement. So where?
Willis, on your social media, I'm looking at your X account here. Raila Odinga and ODM have wittingly or unwittingly assumed co-ownership of Ruto's failures. In politics, perception is everything, and today the public reads his burdens as theirs. They now face a stark choice: sync with Ruto or chart a separate course before it's too late. Kindly tell us what your thoughts were as far as writing that tweet is concerned.
The moment ODM did their 10-point agenda with William Ruto and seconded experts, they took ownership of the failed Kenya Kwanza administration. So as it is, where we are is just for them to wait to live with the consequences of their choices. And the verdict is out. The Kenyan people have made up their minds that this administration does not represent their interest. ODM for the longest time had championed itself as a party that stands with the people. So they have to explain to the people when the time comes, since you've been our number one champion, why did you go and sit with the oppressor? We were on a journey to Canaan. How did you end up with Pharaoh in Misri? When we were at the when we were at the shores of River Jordan, ready to march into Canaan, you took us back to Misri when we had almost finished Pharaoh. They'll have to explain that. But that is ODM's problem. Me, I'm a Safina member. Safina member is about socio-economic justice to the people of Kenya.
But remember, Moses also took the Israelites around and around for 40 years.
Yes.
And he himself never got to Canaan.
Joshua did.
Yes.
And Caleb.
Yeah.
Jimmy and Willis.
But now okay.
So, but in this particular instance, when Moses has taken people back to what Moses never did. At no point, even as they were walking for 40 years, somebody said they were so lazy they were walking only 1 meter per day.
Yes.
If you calculate the distance from Misri to Canaan, those people walked, 1 meter per day. At no point did Moses ever take the people back to Pharaoh. Even when Pharaoh came with his chariots pursuing the Israelites, Moses never said, let's stand back and make peace with Pharaoh. Moses said, we march forward.
Kambaya.
Tuendelee tu. Run. We are running towards Canaan. Until the Lord saved them by swallowing Pharaoh's chariots. So, but in this particular instance, they are going to Canaan. They had reached the River Jordan.
Yeah.
Canaan was yonder. But now, they have sent experts to work with Pharaoh.
Yeah.
And what are the experts doing? And Pharaoh had said, I will whip you with the whips of scorpion. Double their punishment.
So that is what is happening right now.
Pharaoh is what led Kenyans to the streets was the trigger of the finance bill. It was the economy.
Yes, it was.
Has the economy gotten any better today than it was last year? It's gotten worse. More taxes, more charges, more levies. Whip you with whips of scorpion. Right? And the person who is superintending others is an ODM expert. It's not announcing.
So let me ask you, Mngala, because you did ask that question.
Yes.
Do you think the Raila Odinga really cares about what you are just saying there? Because it is not the first time. Well, in the previous government, it is himself who got into the mixed with Pharaoh, right? This time round, alituma his people.
But ye mwenye ako ndani pia.
Yes, yuko ndani. And most of the time in those previous governments, he has always come out and said that I was not in the government.
Yes.
See, most of the time that is what he should.
He has never owned
that I have. Yes.
He has never owned the problems
so the
of
failures,
any government.
Yeah, the failures of that administration, I am not part of them.
But you see, you're talking of Raila Odinga, the individual. But there's also a political party called ODM.
Yes.
Who are the number one cheerleaders of Kenya Kwanza today? It's ODM members.
Yeah.
In fact, some of the rank and file members of ODM, senior ranking members, have turned, they're even more Kenya Kwanza than Kenya Kwanza. They are more sycophantic in their defense of a failed regime.
Yeah. I hear Junet Mohammed sometimes and I'm like, is this the same guy I knew from last year before all this nonsense?
And that's why I say they must live with their consequences. So Raila can say, I'm not in government. Fine, factually, he's not. But ODM as a political party,
he's in government.
He's in bed. They're right in the bedroom. So, and it's their right, but nobody should even fault ODM. I don't fault ODM for joining government or working with William Ruto. That is their right. We must respect the Article 38 rights of every Kenyan, including the right to make a wrong decision. So they've made their decision.
Yeah.
which may be wrong in our eyes, but it's right in their eyes. It's their right. So allow them to continue. But everybody must be able to live with these consequences. Actually, we may even be the ones who are wrong, and they're right. Yeah. And people will say, this was the best administration. That's what they're hoping.
Yeah.
But where I see it as a Safina party member, I don't fault another political party for making their political moves. Mine is to focus on the people's welfare, common good. That is our campaign. How to economically liberate the Kenyan people.
Tell us about 2027 from Safina's perspective. You've just told us that it stands for what?
So Safina party.
The ideals that you people are projecting.
Economic liberation. As we are purely about the economy. It's about people empowerment, and we must change the game. Our governance should now focus on the people. It must be people-centered. That is what Kenyans desire. That's what Kenyans need. And when I talk of people-centered, I mean this. Number one, the greatest chain on our neck is debt. Odious debt. Money taken illegally in the name of the people of Kenya. 70% of your revenue goes to debt finance. This year, you are going to pay 2.2 trillion of your revenue collections, tax, is going to debt finance. Your projected collections will be 2.5 trillion. So you collect 2.5 trillion, you are paying 2.2 trillion in debt. Does it make sense?
Of course not.
Doesn't make sense. So as we are saying, we'll open the debt book, and we are not going to pay any debt illegally taken. If we don't pay, this is what it means. We are 2 trillion richer. What could have gone to those illegal debt funders? See, we have it.
Are you saying that if Safina wins presidency, that to leave him a deni?
Odious debt, illegal debt. Safina will be a party of the rule of law. We will not pay any illegal debt.
So what happens to the country?
What happens? No.
Do people know this?
No. I want you to tell everybody who cares to listen. If ever there was money taken illegally in the name of the people of Kenya, without following the laws of Kenya, Safina party is a party of the rule of law. We shall not pay that illegal debt. Eurobond 1, for example, I'll tell you, was $2 billion US. 1 billion can be accounted for 650 to pay an old loan, 650 million, an old loan, 350 million, central bank account. That one we can say we can account for. 1 billion left JP Morgan Chase to an account in Qatar, someone's private account. At you are in office, you are telling us to pay that 1 billion lying in someone's account in Qatar.
Ndio uko nayo.
Mtu ako na hiyo pesa unamjua? Account is there.
Tunamjua mtu.
Of course, it's known. The company is known. See, there are safe transfers. We shall not pay as Safina party.
And what shall you do to those people who took that loan?
We will tell the people who gave them that money. Between the two of you.
Mujuane.
Sisi, what we know, we'll have saved the people 2 trillion. What does that mean to you? It means this. Primary education, secondary education.
Sorted.
Is 100% free.
Sorted, yeah.
Healthcare. Shift share nonsense that is running, forcing Kenyans to pay here, CG. It is costed at 170 billion. We have 2 trillion, my friend. Running the healthcare here, what shift share is costing is 170 billion. So you have 2 trillion. So it means healthcare is free. It's sorted. Free. I'm talking of, you just walk into any health facility.
And you get treated.
You get treated for any category of disease.
Whether unajifungua,
uko na cough, uko na cold,
anything,
cancer, free. Government has taken over the responsibility of healthcare services. We are
how comes we are not hearing more?
Then we go further. You are paying VAT on fuel at 16%. The VAT contribution to our budget, they only collect 400 billion. Why should we have VAT on fuel? See, we are 2 trillion richer. We don't need now to pay the legal debt. Give people relief. Remove that VAT on fuel. 16% off. The VAT component of it, off 16%.
Okay.
Let the Kenyan people feel instant relief.
Willis,
so, Safina party, we have solutions and we've thought this through.
Yeah.
And what is the instrument that legacy politicians use to undermine the people? The police. This is what we believe in. In every police station in this country, there shall be a local oversight committee constituted by the people who reside around the vicinity of that station.
Like what the US does with sheriffs.
And now at the OCPD level, they'll be elected. Every OCPD.
How they do it in the American
system.
Sheriffs.
Yeah, the sheriff system. Every OCPD will be elected by the people. So that the OCPD is responsible. Let me just finish this. I have no time.
Yes.
Every OCPD will be responsible for security in his zone. So that there will be no Subaru boy, no balaclava-clad person who comes from Fiji where to operate, to abduct, and to kill people in his vicinity. If they exist, see, the people elected you. They'll come to you, OCPD. You are responsible for our security. Who are these ones? What have you done to stop this? Power in the hands of the people.
Are you free next week? Utakuja hapa tena, sindio? Please do. Now this one now we'll just talk about Safina and the manifesto. I really want to hear it because it sounds really good.
We can plan.
Yes, for sure. Utakuja.
We'll agree on a date.
We'll abduct you if you don't come.
No, I'll any day before Friday.
That has been sorry. That has been lawyer Willis Otieno. We were just talking about the constitution of our parliament and what needs to happen as far as the legality of whatever is happening there is concerned. And he has promised us that anytime before Friday next week he shall be here. Right now, though, let's have the news with Winnie Maganga.